Welcome to the End Zone Club podcast, where you are here with your host, Anthony Mitchell. Here at the End Zone Club, we have conversations that are wrapped around things we know now that we wish we knew when we were younger. Before we get started, I would like to encourage you to like, share, rate, and subscribe to today's content. Don't be afraid to click the donate button in the heading description box and donate. Before we get into today's content, let's briefly hear from our sponsors.
Yo, what is going on, everybody? This is your regular listener right here, and I've got to tell you to the End Zone Club with some serious game. The wisdom, the life lessons, and the real talk about things we wish we knew when we were younger, it's unmatched. And because I'm all about supporting the community and the creators who pour into us, I proudly back Just Gifted clothing brand. If you've got an individual talent of any kind, this is the community that encouraged you to heaven.com. Let me spell that out for you. JUSGIFTEDCLOTHINGBN.com.
Hey, shout out again to our guys over at the Just Gifted clothing brand. Just for, again, as always, I like to commend them for the great work they are doing in our community of gifted and talented people, but putting that spin of Christ on everything they do. But anyway, hey, I just want to real quickly, I recorded some content last week, and somehow or another, it ended up on a different platform. So once upon a time, when this platform first got started, I used to stream through Anchor. Then Anchor was acquired by Spotify. I don't know if I can say that on all platforms, but I'm just telling you what happens. And somehow I had lost the ability to stream from this exact page. So I took the RSS feed from this and started hosting on Podbean. And then it moved around a little bit after we lost Anchor. Anchor was so easy to use. It was so effortless. All you had to do was record, press submit, and it was sent out to all of your platforms. So just in case you're aware, we're on Amazon, we're on iHeart, we're on Spotify, TuneIn, almost anywhere that podcasting is done, this is found. But however, I thought everything was all synced up now that we've got him back on Spotify. And somehow my hosting site that I used for my last episode doesn't put content on this site. And there's some new content out there is really what I'm saying, but it's not on Spotify or maybe some of the places you may be used to finding us at. So if you'll want to hear what we had, jump on any Google site, hit the End Zone Club, maybe run over to, I think it's on iHeart as well as Apple Music and a few of those. It's just not on Spotify, and tune in. So if you're listening from one of those platforms that don't have it, I'm just making you aware. But I wanted to jump on very quickly because I thought about something that I think challenges a lot of men. And it's not a bad challenge, but it's a challenge of growth. And that's knowing when and what to show up for and where to pour your energy. What I mean by that, a lot of times, I was listening to an interaction between the late great poet, James Baldwin, and I think it was Angela Davis he was talking to. But in the transaction, she was stating to James, it was back and forth, that a lot of times with the man and woman relationship, she gets the worst of him. And he was like, why would you say that? Like, I work hard and I provide all for you. You know, she's giving this whole back and forth from a man and woman's perspective about how we perceive the efforts that we give to provide for our relationship and the ways that we provide for our relationships. And she said something that was so profound to me that I want to use to provide a basis for today's conversation. But she's like, I get the worst of you. Of course, your coworkers are going to love you, but I get the part that's been spent up after you've been at work all day and managing personalities, and you've had to do all these things to make so many other people proud, and you've had to hide your face because a lot of times maybe you don't like your supervisor, maybe you don't like people you work with, these things, but you put on that happy face because you know it's required in order for you to make it through the day. But then when you get home, I get the real you. I get the frustration. I get the anger. I get the tiredness. I get all of these things. And that's such a profound statement because, men, if we can be truly honest, a lot of times we have had to show up for other people that we don't like, that we don't care for, that don't even know anything about us, just because it's part of what we understand as providers. But sometimes when it comes to everything else, we give it the best. And then at the end of the day, we are so tired. We are so worn out. We are so drained that sometimes, I'm sorry, guys, that's a train going by. I'll see if I can filter this noise out. But in case you hear that loud sound, it's a train. But at the end of the day, after we've expended all of our energy making so many other people proud and happy and doing what we have to do just to be able to get $1, sometimes the people around us get the worst. I don't know if that resonates with any of you, but one of the reasons I even want to talk about that is because sometimes in my own personal life, my own personal experience, I have so much weight that I carry on my shoulders because the level of expectations people have for me is through the roof. So, my mind is sometimes just blown out when, after all I've had to do, that sometimes there are people that come into my life with more expectations after I've basically done everything I think is necessary. And then there comes that whole caveat, right? Where for my son, let's take my son, Portland. Portland is 13. He's recently turned 13. He's a big old kid. Took him to get his physical the other day, and they said he's 6 feet, 187 pounds. And, you know, the running joke now, everybody's now measuring the milkman, the postman, the UPS, the Amazon man around me because I'm 5'9.5", almost 5'10", well over 187. But the joke is that, of course, he didn't get his height from me. That's another conversation for another day. I'm tall in spirit. Right. I'm still tall in spirit. But he's obviously taller than me. But he's coming from an alternative schooling measure, meaning he's done like homeschool, Christian school, different things. Try to give him a different outlook. I'm a public school kid. I rode the bus coming up. I wanted my son to have a different experience. That's just where I'm going to go with that. But he's back in public school for the first time, or he's in public school for the first time. He's not back because, of course, he's never been. And he tried out for the middle school football team. One thing, you know, we do here a lot is we do a lot of outreach. So Portland has been at multiple baseball camps, basketball camps, football camps. So at 13, yes, he is new to organized sports, but he has done a lot of the organized drills. So he's not completely in the dark about it. But let's just be honest. He's at that point now where this is really where talent and hard work starts to separate just from kids that want to stand on the sideline and play in the grass. So he tries out for the football team. And I'm kind of nervous because our school is a 7A school. So of course there's a lot of talent, and there come to find out that when there were tryouts, there were only 6 spots available. Thankfully, Portland made a good enough impression. I actually slid into his practice or his tryout, and I was the only father there. I seen some moms that were in stands, shout out to them, but I was the only father there. And I noticed one of the coaches kept smiling at me and looking. I don't know how uncommon that is now for dads to not show up at practice because, again, we have so much other things to do. But I just, in my mind, my supervisor found out Portland had tryouts, and they've been watching Portland grow up, and or just randomly through the day, my supervisor says, "Hey man, what you doing? Doesn't Portland have tryouts? Don't you need to be there?" And you know, that really made my heart glad because as a father, I'm telling y'all, and I'm not saying this for the gram, I'm not saying this for social media or a pat on the back. When it comes to things like that, it's my job to show up for my children and to give them that sense of confidence. But where I'm going with this is that Portland made the football team. I'm off work today. So he doesn't know this. I will be at his practice. It's 100 degrees down here in the South. It's very hot. Practice is at 1:45 today. But guess what? With the best of my ability, your boy is going to be there in that sun. If I gotta whatever, but I'm going to be there in a distance. I'm not going to be like up close and in his face. I'm going to be back at a distance. I'm going to be watching. I'm going to be accessing, because I do understand also with the roles of a lot of these coaches, they want to win. They want to win now. Their jobs a lot of times are based upon how they interact with these kids and the product they're putting out. If your child is missing some kind of fundamental development, if their footwork is bad, if their anticipation is bad, if their reaction is bad, they're not going to teach them these things. They're going to put them on the sideline and make them figure it out. As a dad, what I'm now doing is I am assessing how good is my son? Where does he need work at? And then I'm going to make sure that we're putting in side work off the field, away from the training facility, to make sure he's getting that one-on-one time he needs, that he can have the best experience. Because who knows, with the way he's growing, and I know he's got the right work ethic, and he's been around it, and he's got people in his life that have played at the next level. So if he needs to make phone calls and ask questions like, what do I do with this? How do I overcome this? What did you do when you get here? He may not, I can only take him so far. I never played at that next level because I didn't have the work ethic. I did not like playing in the heat. That's just me. I'm being honest. But I love the game, and if this is what he might be gifted at, he's got the size for it. I know at 13, at 6 feet, he's probably going to hit 6'3", 6'4", and I'm all here for it. But if this is what is in his purpose for his life, I want to at least be able to be proud knowing that I was there as a father, showing up for him when it mattered. That I was there to give him the best energy to help push him into his purpose. And that's sometimes, Dad, we don't want to exchange our neediness to provide and to give everybody else our energy. And then when it matters, we have wives, we have families, we have kids, we have other things that need our attention, and we have no energy to give it. Hey, that's all I really wanted to talk about today. Let's really know sometimes when we need to scale back with what we're giving out here so that we have energy to give here where it matters. Sometimes there are certain cues and innuendos that sometimes your wives, your girlfriends, whatever. Or then sometimes are giving that if you're not careful, you're going to miss that, hey, this person is telling you they need a little more help. My wife has a way sometimes of saying things non-verbally, but through her body language, I can tell when maybe she's had it on her plate too heavily. Just her responsibility with even sometimes working with the kids and different things. Like this year, my family is in a season and period of transition. Kids are the 3 middle kids are actually the 4 youngest are all at different schools. So it's required changes to our lineup, to our schedule, how we move, what time we get up, where we go. Used to be they were all at one place, so you get them all up, drop them off, you keep going. But now they're at 4 different locations, which presents challenges. It's all adapting and growth. But now sometimes I have to realize on my day off, I'm really not off. I'm here to supplement what has to be done, to uplift her arms, to give her strength, to let her know that, hey, none of us are in this alone. And that's the kind of energy we have to give. Now, with that said, fathers, I'm really speaking to us this morning. Because we have a responsibility to set the tone, the atmosphere. Every morning we wake up, make sure that you are connected to a power source that's able to give you the strength that you need, that even when you find yourself running weak, you can be made renewed, or you can be renewed, or you can be made to feel brand new and fresh. With that said, guys, hey, I just wanted to jump that out, put it out to you. But this is Anthony Mitchell, host of the End Zone Club platform, where we have conversations that are wrapped around things we know now, we wish we knew when we were younger. If this is your first time listening to this podcast, I encourage you to share it with a friend. Also, do note that in the description for this episode, I put it in there, how you can donate, how you can give back. With that said, hold it down.